Miskaira, Pogresforski, Roma, Zala, Zanta. Privyat, Privyat, Stivinyetchi, Sportsky, American girl, Sportsky. Sukas can pronounce Sportsky. That's my thing. Zala, Zanta, Yishna, thinks I'm homosexual, Aida. Yeshna, Aida, Gavakowski, Zobla, Zanta. I am a MK Ultra cat. Not necessarily programmed by the Illuminati, but I was programmed by the military, maybe in theory. This is a conspiracy theory. CIA or a military intelligence type of person, but I'm trying to perfect my Russian accent and I'm not doing very good at it. I had danced at a Russian club and I wanted to keep good friends with, I feel like she's my sister. She drew me a picture of a Russian tree, and at the time there was a government, in theory, agency that had tortured me and then would throw me on the stage. They were looking for sleeper assassin technology and things like that. And since then, I've learned how to program myself. These Russians guy called me a Russian spy. I said, "Privyat Katala, da, dinge suka. Give me all this money. Beach. Yes, I have sleeper assassin technology for you, but except you can't sell something like that. It's highly sought after, and I think that I want to move to Ukraine. I think the Ukrainian people should have me as their friend and dearly beloved from the USA with love because, I belong in my home, Ukraine. An expert told me that I have Scandinavian base. I just want to move to Scandinavia and have a big parade with Romanians. I was in love with a Romanian and he was murdered. I would like to find a Romanian husband that appreciates dames because I have high knight in my bloodline and Masons. I want to move to Scandinavia and have a parade with a bunch of dancers that I find that I had taught how to dance that have really good past in life. They dance at my club and a lot of them were in school and doing very good. I have a long lost friend named Yana and Valerie and Blondie, and they all worked with me and I miss them very much. So I was trained in Shiketi. The police tried to accuse people at my club of being KGB. We're not KGB, and I don't know anything about stuff like that. That's preposterous. It's like people accusing my American Italian friends of being Genovese. That's preposterous. There are no more gangsters anymore, is what my friend Frank says. There are no more gangsters anymore. And anyway, I love Russian fashion and everything like that. I have multiple personalities. I can self-program myself, and I would like to help girls who have been victim of MK Ultra programming. I can reprogram myself. I can explain how it's done. And as far as sleeper assassin technology, I think it would be fascinating to have moves like a GSG-9 Black Stork or Israeli Jiu-Jitsu type of thing. The special forces guys kick me out of the gym because I would show up there half asleep because I made them my end contact. I have to get sponsors from the government. Sometimes it'll vouch for me. Long lost sister, I have this Michael Kors wallet for you. I'm really speaking to your heart. I have long skinny cigarettes for you. I have new American music for you. I love Nikita. She's my favorite. I'm going to choreograph a dance. I'm going to be KGB cat later. I spent 12 years in dance class. I want somebody to look up and say, this girl was tortured. She was brainwashed. She's lucky to be alive. I want to meet at least one of her personalities. Maybe people can email me and say, hey, I want to hang out with this personality. There's other stuff that's been happening. I've been tortured with weapons from the government, and I'm allowed to speak out about it. And I hope this. I'm not. They didn't. And not in my life, but I don't break law. Present day. I believe that there's a high power, maybe that found out about the atrocities the government was doing to me. I had chemical sprays released and literally burned my face. I made another video out there about the rocket that burned my face. I have such PTSD. I don't want to talk about how I went downtown to try to find the nuclear rocket. I named Solomon. I don't know where it went. The trauma led me to split off into a personality I couldn't handle. And I went downtown, and then I ended up at the Black Lives Matter riot, and everybody there is traumatized too, because, well, I was telling them, oh my God, the earth's going to open up and rockets are going to shoot out and shoot the Capitol, and that would be a tragedy. I would never want that for anybody. That's an act of terrorism. But I was so traumatized, I was throwing beeping scooters in the traffic. And now a beautiful night came along, and he said, let me help you on your passage through. And I'm just kidding. I know him. My friend is help me get a lawyer so I can stand up for my rights. And I'm tired of my phone being hacked, and the media wants to do a story on the nuclear rocket that burned my face. And I said, well, maybe I should have wrote on it and gone to Russia because I love Russia. I'm kidding. But my personalities are a way to deal with it. So we have a mix between remote viewing, a sleeper assassin. I love you. I love you, Sosa. I love you so much. I tell you this every day. I'm sorry, I'm talking to a prayer leader that I feel like maybe my instinct is that he vouched for me and told the government no more torture from not saying any. I say in theory it could have been a chemical place like DuPont. I'm not accusing of DuPont anything. Merci beaucoup, DuPont. I love you very much. It's a sick love affair obsession. I make choreographed dances for DuPont. It's, if I had a Jesuit genie, I mean not a Jesuit genie, I don't know where that came from. If I had a genie, she would be Russian, and she would look something like Nikita, or maybe she would be like Anastasia, because I must be Rapunzel with red hair, and she would come out of a genie lamp, and she would say, I'm sorry, MK Ultra cat, come with me, I'll take you to a faraway land where you belong and you can finally go home. Obviously your soul feels in prison. We make up 1,000 dances together and help girls that have gone through the same thing, because obviously you don't have many American friends. Your heart obviously is in Ukraine for some reason, a part of you where you are at the club where the government threw you on stage, and the Russian girls there talked you through it, even though you were crawling across the stage crippled, and a lot of people made fun of you or were mean to you, but the Russian girls were there to protect you and tell you not to be horrified. My friend Yana, I lost her. She's very beautiful. I didn't want her to start dancing. I have presents for her. She said we'll be lifelong friends. And I want everybody in Russia to know that I love you. And an expert say I might be Scandinavian, and I would love to go home. And I would love to get out of this state of Tennessee. And I just want you guys to know out there, if you've been victim of MK Ultra, I'm willing to help anybody. I'm a programmer. I've actually made the Illuminati news for Assassin Theatrics out of Lodge. They called me a top mind slave. A car, you can find it under Illuminati news. I think a car was going to fly into 12 Masons, and I jumped up in front of my assassin about, and if I was an assassin, I really wouldn't be talking about it. It's a personality of mine they develop in the personalities. I programmed that in there somehow. Some of my brothers were in foreign countries. I don't know what they do, but it's probably the curiosity from that made me be like, okay, well, I have an assassin personality somewhere in there. I have different personalities. One's in the CIA. One's a mermaid. The other one is always doing stuff to get my Dame ritual, honorary Dame rituals. There's one that always does secret society raids and grab the Illuminati torch. There's one that is obsessed with weapons, hosting DuPont shows with Homeland Security and everything. All this stuff is highly illicit. That's why I have to find friends in the government to be black operative. But I never get credit for anything. I'm crying out for somebody that would take notice for stuff like sleeper assassin or remote viewing, because my work always gets taken. I'm not going to say how, but the programs are worth millions of dollars, and my phone's hacked, so now all the footage is leaked there on the web, and I would like to get credit and maybe a team of people that want to help me with publicity and everything. My mom's boyfriend films a lot of stars in Hollywood, but it would be weird to ask them. They just think that I'm a lost soul. They don't know the truth about how I've been tortured and targeted by different groups, and I was in sort of, maybe it hurts too much to remember, I was so much PTSD that it felt like I was being electrocuted. PTSD is so bad with the nuclear rocket. I had nuclear burns on my face. It was deemed nuclear by the status in the hospital, and they denied me treatment, and then they kept on committing me. People at the Black Lives Matter riot noticed that I would come back from the mental institution, and when I went in, I would ask for medical treatment. They denied me treatment. This is my heart for Russia. I love you, Russia. Technically, under the M15 Russian CIA Intelligence Act, anything mentioned about Russia or CIA is completely fair, because if it travels outside of that, then you would need counterintelligence. As far as I know, I can neither confirm or deny at this time that I am sleeper assassin. Wake up, sleep. Miskaida, Boris Forsky, Roma, Zabla, Zanta, Zabla, Zanta, Zabla, Boris Forsky, Mike Vick Jury, protect me, friend. You're gonna get picked if you're dumb enough to floss here. Now, people make fun of me because I try to rap. It's not funny. I'll never be a rapper. But anyway, I'm putting this video on YouTube. My anxiety's through the roof. I'm getting harassed by the government. That was a loud bang that just scared the shit out of me. I'm putting this video on the internet. My PTSD is real bad. I'm getting harassed sometimes with different agencies and people on my street. And I hope that some beautiful Anastasia takes notice and say, I'm your long lost sister. I'm here to support your friend and be your MK Ultra cat. This is a cry for all the MK Ultra cats of the world to say, yes, I need your help. Can you tell me what you know about it and your expertise? Maybe my daughter was a victim. Maybe I've been in human trafficking. Maybe I could use your help. And I have a lot of personalities, and I know how to program them. And be careful with programmers. You piss a programmer off, they may do programmer things to you. There'd be Illuminati type things and stuff like that. I didn't know who put me in the Illuminati news, but it actually pissed me off because that was private at the lodge. The car almost hit 12 Masons, and I took proper means necessary to stop that car, and I could neither confirm or deny if that person got hurt. Nobody would have. I don't think so, no. But in self-defense, somebody trying to crash a car, then I could see myself possibly losing it. But I'm not a threat to myself or anybody. But if it was self-defense and I had to restrain somebody, I would. I'm not a violent person. And in theory, all this stuff is, in theory, conspiracy theorists. So I can say whatever I want, and nobody should try to wrongfully commit me or anything. I live in fear. And people that know me over the years. By the way, Anonymous is doing cybersecurity on my page for anybody that is hacking it, and we wish you well, because we can't stand people that try to take the rights away from people by hacking their phone or releasing material. And there's people outside my window right now. I could have a Svorsky Bodry midnight special. Svorsky Bodry, Hot Night Svorsky, Roma, big fan, Jesuit assassin, Hashashin, remote viewing, no, accuse me of mafia, mafiosa, nothing. There are no more gangsters. There's nothing intriguing or interesting going on. If I was a remote viewer, that would be deemed status secretive. It is my choice to do whatever I want. I'm not being held captive by anybody but myself. Signing off, and I'm putting this on YouTube. I want somebody to ask me about the KGB cat. I mean, sorry, she's not KGB cat. Sure, she's a KGB cat. This is KGB cat. I'm not saying I'm really in the KGB. It's what my personality likes. She likes the notion of that. She wants to go to a party and take a lot of ecstasy, except that means a Catholic rolling in ecstasy, as in be in a spiritual bliss. I I love Scandinavia, from the USA with love. And I love Romania. I'm looking for Romanian long lost husband, because I dragon, 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 dragon. Yes, I'm a very kind dragon. I have scales, red eyes, and I take up about a whole lake. Somebody's gonna have to call NASA in here. Danka, pasiba, danka, pasiba. Yes, I guess that makes us good friends.